Hi guys, hello Facebook world, hello Facebook friends. I just wanted to jump on and share a few insights, opinions, beliefs, tools, knowledge, and speak from experience. And again, take this with a grain of salt. But after having a few conversations yesterday with a few friends around all things to do with opportunities, cryptocurrency, multi-level marketing, network marketing, scams, high-yield investment platforms. So I just want to touch on a few things, okay? Especially right now, cryptocurrency is a hot space topic, and it is riddled and filled with scams. And there's more and more popping up daily, in fact hundreds. Now, just cryptocurrencies themselves, there's thousands, literally thousands of them. 95 to 99% long term will disappear, will fail, because there is no need for them. Or purely because they're a complete and utter scam and a money grab. And that is what is happening in the space right now, because the space and the cryptocurrency and blockchain is a really hot topic. People are just throwing money at anything that is in space. And perfect example of that is, the ICO bubble, or even right now, the IDO bubble, where basically someone has an idea or a concept, and purely just on that, they are raising hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars from people that are just giving them the money purely on an idea that has a chance of bringing that idea to life and into a solid business. Has less than probably 1% chance of making that happen. And so that's the sort of space we're in. And also in the cryptocurrency space, there's a lot of these high yield investment platforms and opportunities promising to pay 1% or higher a day, which is absurd in itself. Now, I'll go into that in a second. Firstly, with cryptocurrency, okay, what we've got to understand, not just cryptocurrency, anything in the world, okay, what I've come to learn and understand, that unless there is a product, a technology, something that is not solving a hair on fire problem, what that means is that there has been nothing before it that has provided a solution for humanity. It probably won't succeed long term, and it probably won't be mass adopted long term. So if you look at Bitcoin, for example, okay, it has solved a huge, actually not just one, multiple hair on fire problems. But the biggest thing that it has done, it has allowed two people to transact. Okay, that's a key thing, a hair on fire problem that it has solved. Whereas, I can send you $1 million, $100,000, and we do not need a middleman. We do not need an intermediary. We have removed the need for a bank, for a financial institution. Okay, that is huge. Also, decentralization. And if you don't understand what that means, and people don't truly understand what it means, I think a lot of the time, Bitcoin is ultimately not controlled and owned by anyone. Okay? Yes, there's miners that do the mining and have an influence on certain aspects of that mining operation. Everyone that holds their own Bitcoin in a hot wallet or a cold wallet is effectively in full control of their cryptocurrency, of their Bitcoin. Okay, now they're the sort of two major huge milestones Bitcoin has solved. These two huge hair on fire problems. There's many other ones. It's borderless, it's anonymous, it's censorship resistant, all these other things as well that we have never had before until Bitcoin came along. That is why it is getting such traction. That is why it is being mass adopted. That is why it's an incredible store of wealth. That is why it is the value it is and will continue to rise Also because it is actually deflationary. It is a fixed amount in existence, and that cannot be altered or changed. It is set in code. And that is why Bitcoin is actually an incredible use case, and it's solved some huge hair on fire problems. Now what's happening is, in the cryptocurrency space, there's endless things and companies coming along just putting things on the so-called blockchain. And the perfect example is, I think 2 years ago, a tea company put the name blockchain into the company name, and the shares went through the roof. That is the space we're in. Is people are just creating these so-called smart contracts or putting things on the blockchain when they do not belong there, and they are not solving anything. And that is, the key distinction here is why there's something need to be on the blockchain, because there's a lot of things that are being sort of trying to be put onto the blockchain, so to speak, into a cryptocurrency methodology, so to speak, and it has no purpose. And I had this discussion with someone the other day, like seeds or something, where you can buy seeds and grow it in the ground and all these things. And I'm like, why is there a need for that to belong on the blockchain or via cryptocurrency? I can do that completely without the blockchain and cryptocurrency. And I'm not saying, okay, maybe you can't help make it a little bit more efficient or something, but there are so many things that just, trying to be put onto, and it's a bubble, basically, where all these companies, all these ideas, all these things are just making use of this bubble, of this space that is so hot right now, and people are just throwing money, getting involved, and unfortunately, longer term, they're going to get burnt. Now, I know this from experience because I have been burnt in multiple things. I have invested in these sort of ideas and concepts and lost money. Which brings me to the next point of opportunities. And anything that pays and promises to pay 1% a day or 5% a week or whatever it is consistently every day, every week, is 100% a scam, or it is guaranteed to fail long term. It is completely unsustainable. I have seen thousands come. I have seen thousands fail. I have been part of a lot of them, and I have learned to see and distinguish how these work. And all it is pretty much a scam with a different front. It's all the same smoky mirrors, and then rinse and repeat. And I have lost over 33 Bitcoin into one of these freaking things. You do the math on how much that is in dollars in today's value. So be very careful when you get into these things that are too good to be true, and you think that is going to change your life, because it is most likely going to leave you with shattered dreams and an empty bank account or empty wallet, depending how much you put in. Now, with Ponzi scams, for example, you can still make money. With all scams, you can make money. But the people at the top that, have a huge influence and bringing these masses that put in the money, ultimately the ones that make the fortune. And then, the way it works is that as long as there's more and more people coming in at the bottom to have the money flowing up to pay the people above, it'll continue to run. So these scams can run it from anywhere from about 3 months to maybe even some drag out to 3 years. And BitConnect is one of the huge ones that basically stole billions from people by the end of it when it collapsed. And so there's more and more of these coming up, and now there's also these things called smart contract friggin' Ponzi's and HYIPs. And the key distinction here is, when it's a scam, is that there's no legitimate product or a service that is being offered. It is purely a put money into something. So give this platform your money, and go find more people or other people so they can give their money as well. But they get nothing in return. Well, they do. They get a monetary benefit from them bringing in other people to put in money. But they don't get anything. So that is the key distinction here between a real network marketing company that pays you commissions based on you referring a client to the company that sells them a legitimate product. And then, yes, you do earn a commission, which is something that all companies do these days, a gym. If you refer a friend, they will give you a monetary commission because you referred a client to a real business with real products and services. Okay? So when there's something that is purely being pushed as make a lot of money, make money, just about the money, and there is no product or service, or what they've recently started to do is they come up with a Ponzi and then they try and mask it and cover it up with selling a digital product or like some educational videos. Everything that I have learned, and I consider myself to be an expert in the cryptocurrency space and even the financial sort of understanding of how the world operates, I've learned pretty much nearly for free because it's all on there on the internet and you can find it if you truly want to get educated. So what they've done is these Ponzi's, they create these educational videos, and that is how they mask their Ponzi to basically fool people into being something legitimate. So just be careful, and if there's anything that is paying 1% a day, 5% a day, anything more than like 50% a year, it's 99% chance to scam, or even if that remote 1% that it's a legitimate thing trying to do good things, and there is some out there, but it is completely unsustainable long term, not possible, because if it would be, one out of the millions that have existed and have been created, at least one would be standing, and there isn't one. I know that for a fact. And it's completely unsustainable, because with these, if they're paying such ridiculous returns, what would happen is you could put in a small amount, and in 2-3 years you could turn a small amount like $1,000 into multi-millions. That is not possible, not sustainable, not doable. No one has been able to do such a thing, especially on a completely large scale with hundreds of thousands of people. So if it sounds too good to be true, I have learned from personal experience every single time it has been the case. So just be careful with that. There's so many out there. And, again, I go back to what's the purpose of a cryptocurrency? What is the purpose of this coin? Why do we need it? Why can't it be done without it? And if it's not solving a hair on fire problem that cannot be solved or cannot be done outside of the blockchain, outside of this technology, then it might be worth considering. But like I said, there's so many coins out there, and I'm going to name a few: Troncase, Qcoin, Bankercoin, CashFX. They are all going to long term not really exist or fail. And I'm not saying that you can't make money with them. You can, but just because also you see something on the screen and a number on the screen, it doesn't mean that you can do something with that and buy something with that and take that money and actually purchase something. So these are just all things to consider, and I've done a few videos on this area. And then I also wanted to touch on something because there was a post that I saw the other day about someone trying to bag the business model called network marketing, and saying that only about 5%, make the life-changing income. Yeah, that's right. But why does that happen? And I can tell you why. Because it's the same in everything in life. Why does only a few people make it to the Olympics? We all have the exact same opportunities. We are all born equal. We're all born completely blank and empty, and then we create our identity, we create our future, and we ultimately can change everything. Now, okay, some people are fortunate to be born with certain skills and certain, I suppose, genes or give them an advantage in certain aspects, and we all have something that is unique to us that makes us special in such sort of way. So okay, some people do have an edge, but the point is ultimately we have the same opportunities, we have the same potentials. It's just that some people set a goal and work towards that goal and do not quit. They grow, they develop their skills, they grow their mindset, they do whatever it needs to be done, and they follow through and they don't quit. And that's with anything in life. You know, working out, going to the gym. People sometimes, all the time, yo-yo, eating healthy, lifestyle. People, you know, quit on everything generally in life. No one stays consistent and focused for long period of time. And that is purely why only 5% in anything in life, anything, sports, business, whatever it is, that is only why only a handful, or less than a handful, technically succeed at something. So if you do want to truly change your life and get involved in a incredible business model that can give you that dream lifestyle and complete freedom and choice, pick a company that has a legitimate, real, life-changing product. And I have shared what I do, which is called HYIPs. And if you haven't heard about it, ask me. And why is it amazing? Well, because it has a life-changing product and device that's completely evolutionary, revolutionary, like nothing out there. That is one reason. It literally changes and has changed people's lives in a matter of a day. There's endless testimonials to back this up, and science and proof and evidence. And so what I would do is find a company like that you're truly passionate, aligned with the product and what it offers and how life-changing it is, and then get to work. And the more lives you change, the more lives you impact. That will then provide for you that dream lifestyle and that freedom and choice that you're trying to achieve, potentially by getting into these scams and these Ponzi's with false promises and false dreams. Because we as humans have come to a place where we want everything quick, easy, convenient, don't want to do anything for it. And I've been there. I've tried these get-rich-quick overnight things. They don't work. They don't. Just believe me on that. And as much as I'll probably tell you here anyway, until you get burnt, you can't learn. I'm speaking from experience again. As much as people warn me, or as much as I listened to other experts, I still did it because I had to learn the hard way, unfortunately. But now I am involved with a legitimate company with a revolutionary, evolutionary, blue ocean, category creator, life-changing product. And that is where, in anything in life, you want to get in. Okay, it's called the hockey stick, where visionaries, early adopters, they get in first. That's in anything: Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, internet, smartphone technology, wherever it is, Google, Amazon, all these huge giant companies. The people, the early innovators that got in the early days and recognized that this is going to go mainstream and this is going to be something that would change the way that we do and operate in some area, in something, and they got in before the masses. And when the masses get in, that's when the hockey stick goes up. So there's like a huge giant curve when it just goes to the moon, meaning millions of people come in. And if you get into a business and into a technology or a product in that early stages, in the first sort of 1 to 3 year mark, that is where you can definitely have that life-changing, life-altering, complete freedom and choice lifestyle. And that is where, I am doing it. I have done it, and cryptocurrency and with HYIPs is right now, from my research, from my understanding, the best things that you can get involved with. So I'll wrap it up there. I hope this has, and my aim of doing these videos is for people to just perhaps consider different perspectives, get some different ideas, and come to a more educated decision and conclusion. And by the way, don't believe anything I say, don't believe anything anyone says. Take various different opinions from various different experts, and then you use your common sense and some logic and come to a conclusion that best serves you. But one thing I will say is just be careful when you take advice from people that you're not willing to trade places with. Okay? Because everyone has their opinion, and there's a lot of them out there. So I'll leave it there. I hope this somewhat has been of value, and I'm always here to have a chat about anything to anyone, give my opinion on things, but just be careful out there. There's just more and more and more scams coming up, and if they're just pushing things purely for monetary gains, and that's what an opportunity or something is all about, that's a huge red flag. Okay? So forget they get rich quick overnight schemes, forget these ridiculous returns, forget all these cryptocurrency opportunities, or all these platforms, or all these things that are promising to be the next big thing, which are ultimately just purely a copy of Bitcoin, and they're not decentralized. Now, that's another thing that I wanted to touch on, is ultimately everything that started out and it has been controlled by humans can be corrupted and can be manipulated. And so if there's a company that comes along, creates a cryptocurrency and builds a sort of ecosystem, that's pretty much the same problem that we have with everything else out there. Bitcoin is ultimately the one truly decentralized cryptocurrency. Everything else is not truly decentralized. So when there's a company that comes along and creates something that is saying that this will, be the future monetary crypto of the world, it's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. Because first of all, that can be shut down like that, and any corrupt greed person can take over that and do something with it that is no longer serving humanity. So even if it starts out as a thing to help humanity or try and do the right thing, a company, the only true way that it can serve humanity longer term is if it's decentralized. And that is why Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is so incredible and so life-changing, because longer term, I believe, and this is where we're heading, is nearly all the things that should be decentralized will be decentralized, like even social media and all these things that right now are completely corrupt and are censoring and have removed our basic human rights, for example, of freedom of speech. And that is why we need decentralization, because even if they start out as a harmless thing or a platform or a business to offer good services and products, they'll be taken over by the powers that shouldn't be up there, and then be used against us. All right, I'll leave it there. Hope it's been of value. Remember, be safe out there. Do your research. Get various opinions, information. Never trust, believe anyone, including me. Take everything with a grain of salt, and come to your own conclusions, educated decisions. Thanks, guys. Love, peace, light.